A big warm welcome to all our viewers. 60 minutes, a power-packed lineup on everything related to real estate and buying, selling property in the country. So if you're in the market for buying real estate or selling it, you just have to call us at the numbers coming up on your screen or at property@ndtv.com. Well, with me, Sameer Jasuja, CEO and founder of Prop Equity, to give you the best data-backed advice. Hi, Sameer. Good to have you with us. And lots of cities to cover. So let me start with what our hunt is on today for. To begin with, top buys in Mumbai's realty market, including Thane. The next stop will be National Capital Region, Noida and Gurgaon for prime properties. Then budget options in Bengaluru and Chennai. And a special report on Noida's super luxury market. What's going on here, and are there buyers to bite the bullet? Okay, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Noida. Let's kick off the show with these three, and we've got Sudha Ravi waiting on the phone line with us. So that's so good to have you with us on the show. Go ahead with your question.
Oh, thank you at the outset, Manisha, because your advice last time was very helpful in my taking a call on my investment.
Okay.
That was for Bengaluru. I am now looking out for a 3 BHK in Mumbai, and my around 4 to 6 crores is what I am looking at. I don't mind waiting for the final delivery anytime between 2015-16. So I have looked at a few locations which may or may not be growing. So I wanted your opinion on that. One is Lower Parel, Khar, Andheri and Chandivali. Some of the projects which I have seen are Omkar's L&T Crescent Bay, Rusumji, and also Pashmina, both in Matunga as well as the one in Chandivali. So I wanted your opinion on the same, as also whether is it good to go with the 2080 scheme, which they do have in some of these places.
Absolutely, and in fact you've asked such pertinent questions, we could spend the entire show answering some of those questions. You know, Mumbai market 2080 has become the big buzzword, so let's start with that, Sameer. It's a good way to attract investors, attract buyers, but is that a good scheme to go with?
Absolutely. I think today the Mumbai market and followed by Mumbai market, I feel that many markets in India, especially in the luxury segment, are going to be going through a lot of pain. And sales have considerably slowed down across metros in the luxury market, and developers have no choice left that either they reduce prices, and even if they reduce prices, they don't know whether they will get buyers. But this is a phenomenal concept.
It easier for them to make payments.
Absolutely.
So
I think the confidence gets totally revived with respect to if you have to just make only 20% payment. So probably a bank is backing that development, so the developer gets funded. That is something that I would definitely recommend our viewers to ensure, because it should not be that they've paid up the 20% in advance and the developer has not been able to execute the construction, because 20% is very little money for him to execute the whole project.
Right.
So I think there is a little bit more due diligence that is required at your end. When you go in for 2080 schemes, they are excellent schemes. I think internationally that's how real estate is sold in the residentially, where you just make a small down payment, wait for the possession to happen, and then make the whole lump sum payment, and the bank kind of guarantees the developers with respect to construction finance. That's not pretty much happening over here, especially at this point in time. So I think these are the basic words of advice from my side. The two projects that you have shortlisted, Crescent Bay and Pashmina Lotus, amongst the other projects, are good to go. You can buy either one of them. Crescent Bay is by L&T Realty and Omkar Group. Omkar Group is now doing 8-9 projects in Mumbai and doing a phenomenal job. L&T Realty, of course, it's a JV between both of them, so you really can't go wrong. And L&T is doing the construction of this project. It's trading at 19,500 rupees a square feet, getting ready in 2016. Price appreciation has already been 6.25% of this project since it was launched. Pashmina Lotus by Pashmina Developers in Chandivali is at 12,500 rupees a square feet. The price is very attractive, getting ready in 2015 and available from the developer. We've got some more shortlisted recommended projects that we would like you to look at as well, and I'll come to the key data points first. So we are looking at 3 locations: Parel, Lower Parel, Khar West and Andheri West. Parel, Lower Parel has about 8 projects, Khar West 3 and Andheri West 12. If you were to look at the total supply, 1298 units in Lower Parel area, Khar West 210, and Andheri West 1339 units. If you were to look at the inventory overhang, Parel, Lower Parel has 35 months of inventory, Khar West 27 months and Andheri West 23 months. That's a cause of concern, and we've been talking about this for some time now, that sales have really slowed down in the luxury segment. The weighted average price of Parel, Lower Parel has hit 30,594 rupees a square feet. Khar West is 32,495 rupees a square feet, and Andheri West is 17,260 rupees a square feet. We are talking about the luxury segment over here. And price appreciation in the luxury segment has not been that good compared to the mid markets and affordable markets in Mumbai. Andheri West has done about 36% over the last 2.5 years. This is pretty decent. It's 14.4%, but Lower Parel only 13% over the last 2.5 years, or 5.3% on an annualized basis. Khar 22% or 8.92% on an annualized basis. The other projects that you could consider are Ranval Elegante Phase 2 by Ranval Group, Andheri West. 18,500 rupees a square feet is the price. Delivery date is April 2015. It's available from the developer. Project is appreciated about 7% on an annualized basis. Orbit Grand by Orbit Corp, Lower Parel, 25,000 rupees a square feet. 2014 is the completion year. Projects available from the developer. Appreciated about 6.38% on an annualized basis since launch. Lastly, Fortune Paradise by Fortune Group, Khar, 23,000 rupees a square feet is the price. 2014 is the completion year. Projects available from the developer. This project has done very well. It's appreciated 15% since launch.
Oh my God. So you know, when you look at a Mumbai market, the numbers are so varied between the micro markets. If you're talking about Lower Parel, the returns have been so dismal, just 5%. There is a huge inventory overhang. And then as you keep moving further down, actually Andheri West has appreciated the most. Probably it was at the lowest base. 2.5 years ago, it was the cheapest market and therefore tended to give affordability. So at some point, Sameer, again and again, as we keep discussing, as houses become really expensive and out of a large population's pocket, the appreciation does go down.
I agree with you. Also, I think Lower Parel has released a lot of supply. So it's a function of supply as well, because there was a lot of midland out there that got converted into office and resi space. And since office is not doing too well, developers have gone about converting the commercial spaces also into resi developments, and that is why we are seeing so much supply coming up in Lower Parel, and that's also leading to lesser price appreciation because newer projects are being announced at much lower rates.
At much lower rates. So that's the curious case of the Mumbai market, where you have some micro markets doing extremely well, or I would say very well, and the rest, of course, are still stuck in a zone because of an oversupply situation. So be careful if you're an investor in Mumbai's realty market. Inventory overhang figures, which is the measure of time it takes for the unsold supply of any developer or any market to get sold. So if it is more than 24 months, that means there's a lot of unsold supply, and you have to be a little bit careful in terms of your expectations on returns, whether it's going to take 3 years, 5 years or 7 years for your money to be made. So here's a summary. If you've got a big budget, 4 to 6 crores like Sudha has for a Mumbai market, Ranval Elegante Phase 2 Ranval Group is the first project we've shortlisted. There's also Fortune Paradise from Fortune Group. And of course, the two that you've shortlisted, Sudha, you seem to have a good pulse of the Mumbai market, also seem to get a thumbs up here from Sameer.